trying to ask loaded questions on things that I've already answered, and you are doing so in such a gay tone of voice.
I'm calling out Satan. Proxy, you fucking whore.
Advice be to be like a crazy bitch in her 30s who's on methadone and totally just whacked out?
My advice, and I've said it many times, I will say it again because it applies even more here. My advice is full insemination.
What's up, people? We're hype. Is this a funeral or is this a resurrection, bitch? Goodbye, celebrities. I'm flying over you. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I was like, should I do an intro? I don't know. But I did dress up to serve visual, so I wanted to show that. I just went out dressed like this to the bodega. I looked and was solicited for prostitution. They saw this and said, that's that. So anyway, let's get into it, people. I don't think it's over quite yet. I think there's some changes coming. It's going to be big changes, people. Are you ready? Some good, some bad. I don't know. But is BOYT over? Did it get named and then decide to self-annihilate? I don't think so. The people are dramatic. I'm dramatic. But it's going to be really fun to have someone who has somewhat of an outside perspective, and that is our special guest, Ivixey, big-time cinnamon enthusiast who has a YouTube channel of her own, and she's been recently diving more into like BOYT characters. She just covered thorps recently. She covered some of me and Lo's Fallout, and a couple of things along those lines. So she's been on like the periphery, but there's a lot of lore. There's a lot. It's odd to explain how some of these people came to know each other or have had any positive interactions. It's a wild story. So we're gonna start from the beginning, basically, of when I got into streaming, and I'll let her ask questions about her burning questions first about certain characters that she's covered, and we'll just take it from there. So welcome, Ivixey.
Hello. Hey. I love your intro. That's so good.
I did that. I like ran. I was like, where are my sunglasses? Like I wanted to do something. So I was like, I put on a nice little dress. Like, I'm feeling skinny today. Like,
Yeah.
let's fuck it up. Like,
Confidence. Love it.
yes. So yeah, I'm really glad that we could make this happen because it is interesting. There's been more eyes on BOYT as like a entity as opposed to just a bunch of loosely affiliated like frenemies and enemies. People are, I've noticed like this kind of pattern of interactions and characters and a lot of bizarre backstories, as I'm sure you've been realizing.
Yeah.
The more you dig in, it has a dark underbelly. I'll say that. So
yeah. It's been really interesting because I think a lot of it probably stems from the Thorpe family, right? A lot of those that community, and I have been.
That's how I got into IRL streaming. It was through collaborating with them, and then it's been a wild ride. It truly has been.
Yeah, I just started digging into their dynamic, and the things I feel throughout the streams looking at the Thorpe family, I've never felt before. It's so crazy covering them. I've never felt as triggered as I felt when covering them. It's crazy.
They have a knack for upsetting people, it's that whole situation is crazy. But I mean, it did introduce me to people, and like, there's been a lot of drama. But like, I've been talking to TK a little bit. I talked to Jeremy, and I think there might still be some level of interaction in the future. I think, but a lot of people are taking like these mental health breaks. Like everyone's just like, enough. Like we're cooked.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm glad everyone's realizing that because it's really necessary. I have such a hard time taking breaks. But then every time I actually do, I'm like, I have to do this more often. Like I really need to.
I know.
Everyone should feel the same way. Yeah, exactly. I feel so refreshed.
I know. It's like I probably would like to have my soul filled up with like happiness at any given time. Like,
yeah.
Yes. It can get intense. It can get pretty dark. It's brought out, darker aspects of myself that, I've been figuring out and of other people, but we're all just flawed creatures streaming ourselves on YouTube. But I was curious, what is like do you have any like top questions for like things you've observed or any of the characters that you'd want to hear about first? Or I could kind of show you.
Yeah, I think you showing me the path, like the journey since the beginning. I probably have questions as we go.
Okay, that works. All right, so I did make a little playlist, and it does have the thorps in it because obviously they're a big part of that. Yeah. And I'm going to try to speak respectfully about them because I really don't want to kick up any more drama. Like I am happy with how the situation's like resolved, and they have their own struggles that they're dealing with, So I don't want to even necessarily add to that at this point. But anyway, it can definitely like it feels bad on like a spiritual level, at least for me to watch them or interact with them extensively. It's just a lot of really, I don't know, I have no other word but like demonic, sadistic, weird stuff, that I've never interacted with before myself. I was like, what is this? And I got curious, and curiosity killed the cat. Here I am with the restraining order, 2 physical combat like incidents later. It was just, it's gotten so bad.
The one word that I can really describe actually comes from Ben himself. When I was watching him the other day, we were going back through the arrest story from 2024, and he said he was exhausted, and that was something that he was blaming Grace for at the time. And I was like, holy crap, it's insane that he can use that word because he is the most exhausting human being I've ever seen. So for him to be using
like opposite
that word,
lands, and there's no getting through to them. I gave it a really good try, I went into it like fairly friendly and just wanting to see what was going on with them. Grace seemed like she could use a friend because when I at the time had just come back to my YouTube channel after being gone for years, and I started just messaging random people for like interviews. And I just started doing interviews like randomly, like once a week I'd stream for like 1 hour. And Grace popped up on my X timeline, and I was curious to learn more about like her and her family dynamic. We talked about homeschooling and some commonalities, just weird things we had in common. And then pretty shortly after that, I went on a dating stream, and then, well, I'll show you the video and then we can go into that. Before I'm like just info dumping everything at once. Okay, wow, this is gonna be a walk down memory lane.
I can't wait.
Okay. Also, that bitch, she stole that hat. That hat was sentimental. I saw her fucking wear that hat. You bitch. That's my I've hat. That's from another K-pop concert. Another K-pop memory destroyed.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I actually, it's whatever. It's just a hat. I lose things all the time. I'm sure I just left it there. But this is a little, I'll show some of this blog I made from the first time I met them, what my attitude was going in. And we honestly, there was a time where we were getting along quite well, but they, eventually get triggered by something not going their way.
Yeah.
And then it's no whole, nothing. It's like it goes from 0 to I need to destroy you, like really quickly.
I can see that 100%.
Yeah. All right, I'll show you. This is. All right, it's finally happening. Today's the day that I am meeting up with my new family, the Thorps.
My new family.
Despite what everyone on the internet told me, I can't help it. Having a lot of fun. Did you hear that? I knew it was bad. Despite what everyone told me. I knew it was
what it's all about. Forcing to a temple, so that's fucking crazy.
Hello? Oh, there she is! Oh my gosh. Hi! Here she is. Here we are. Welcome to the bus.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what it makes. I don't know what even I want to do.
Oh,
I forgot to pack my medication, which was great.
Well, I got my
no.
$11 Newports. I'll be right back. This is anyway. I was gonna go pawn it actually for drugs. So look at your cute nails.
So they would love going to like the casino, and I lived nearby too. So I think that was part of it. And we have like weird common interests, so it made sense. We both, I think she was on my radar because we both had worked with like Ethan Ralph like way in the past. So we were both affiliated with something called like the Sector. And I would say that BOYT has a lot of connections to that, being like the initial spawn, being like Ethan and Ralph, and then like me and Grace being like more of the offshoot of them in some ways or something. I don't know.
In my B-roll.
This is our driver.
How mid is Grace in person, Ruby?
Fucking made it all
Yeah.
more stunning in person. Are you guys crazy?
Yeah.
You know what OP
He did look
you know
so
what
beautiful
he said when
then.
he met me? He said I'm larger in life.
No,
They're both
shit.
gigantic.
You think they're gonna be the size of the phone screen that he turns off? Fuck off.
Oh,
Sorry. To unlock a new addiction potential with gambling.
can we get a fit check?
We're doing $100.
I'm doing my health goth look. We've got the shorts. We've got the shirt.
Oh, hang on, the camera froze. I'm so sorry.
The actually very
Oh my God.
comfortable platform sneakers. I get a lot of compliments on these. And plus, I gotta get some height because I'm only 5'4", so I gotta keep up with you guys.
Yeah, you're shorter than I thought.
So, first reference of me, and this I did not really realize until after, but I reminded them in a lot of ways of the now ex-wife Courtney, the mother.
Oh.
She also similar size, shape, dark hair. Also, kind of was into like alts, like punk music at some point.
Personality-wise, though.
Time. Yeah, I don't know personally. I
don't see it.
I never met her, interact with her, and from what I saw online, I wouldn't know what her personality is because she was so brain scrambled by Ben when they were doing all the streaming, doing like weird stuff, like having the mom strip and like just weird shit, weird.
Yeah, but overall, it just feels like a very insecure woman, very broken down. I just don't see that in you.
Well, I don't know. I could see that myself. And Bully, the anti-bully, said she's badmouthed the mom. And yeah, at first I was really gullible. I believed with their whole little narrative. I thought that these are two obviously mentally ill people in like a fucked up, whatever, enmeshed codependent relationship. But they told me basically that the incest rumors and stuff started from the wife and just all these things. And and I think I wanted to believe them and like see the best of them. They were being so nice and like, but it was within about like a month and a half that everything fell apart. And I have apologized for the mom, and at one point I got on better terms with them, and like the brother said, I was the closest to getting her out of that situation than any other person
Right.
involved with. But the competition is like Lolo, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's even really a compliment, honestly. Yeah, I mean, but honestly, like I do regret that. And at one point, I was hanging around. They wanted to hang out like every day, like the second we met, and I had
Right.
just lost my job, so I was like, okay. And we were making a lot of money streaming and going to hotels.
Right.
It was totally fun. But at one point in one of the divorce affidavits, the mom was like, they're currently traveling around with a fentanyl addict. And I was like, shots fired. Shots fired. But honestly, God bless the mom, because she's the one working, taking care of those kids that they walked out on and have exploited the fuck out of, whatever her issues are. I have infinite more respect for, the other family members. And I felt stupid to be like another pawn they used for, even though it was a brief time. Like, I felt pretty
I have to ask you a question. Were you at some point like romantically interested in either of them?
I thought Grace was really pretty, but I wasn't at that point. I was dating someone when I met them. I was in like a committed relationship, but he would like drop hints like that. He thought it would be cool, like if we made out or something. Grace has turned that into me like saying I want to suck her pussy, or like, and turning it into this weird, crazy, perverted thing when I've never been like that at all. And obviously, once I got to know them, that brought the attraction down like pretty quickly. They're fairly unhygienic, gross, hateful people, and that turns me off to some degree. But I can't say we did get along for a time, and I did think she was really pretty when we met. And she was always really like all over me. Like if you look at other videos, like the last video of us here, she's stroking my hair and like has my like head on her lap, and it was like while Ben's like berating me. They're so damaged, dude. I can't even.
Do you feel like they tried to pull you into their dynamic for a little bit?
Yes. They wanted me. They want to build
the fact that they were so intense too, right? The fact that they were so intense, and I can see that.
Yep, they wanted to basically build a new family of streamers because their actual family dropped out, and the actual family was the cause. Like their success was built around their family dynamic and drama. So I think they've been trying to replicate that ever since, but they can't quite do it because they just I don't know, they lack social skills in some ways. Say almost says, "Do you see her swollen black?" Oh wow, no, I didn't see that in stream today, but I've seen that in person. I can attest that that's 100% real. And it's there's a point where we were at a Burger King and Ben was in the car, and I looked at her, I was just like, I will get us an Uber out of here right now. And she knew exactly what I was talking about, and she looked at me and she was like, no, it's fine, like he was just rough with me, like it's totally, I don't know, it's just heartbreaking, honestly.
I can imagine. I mean, I saw her react with the arrest situation and how she puts it all on herself as well,
Yeah, she carries the weight of her actions and Ben's actions. She literally believes that any bad thing he does is triggered by her because he's like infallible, and basically I believe he thinks he's a prophet of sorts, and that I think she's kind of on board with that, so she defers to him as God, basically.
I can see that.
And that explains a lot of the dynamic, but it's,
and how hard it is to break that as well, or break free from that. It's just so
Ben's really good at making sure to sabotage anyone who gets friendly with her. Me and Grace never had a falling out. Ben attacked me, and then she went along with it, and it was just I was just like, I'm not gonna do struggle sessions with you guys, like that's your thing, like and then I just stopped, and they just could never accept that. They couldn't take the rejection, I guess.
That girl's heavily on drugs and has warrants. Please get away from her, Grace and Ben.
Oh yeah. So already the fake news is swirling. Oh, also, when I met them, I was like instantly blackmailed by some of their ops. Were like, you need to make a video in 24 hours or I'm going to dox you and your family and post all those things, which they did, in fact, do. And then they tried to make like a hit piece documentary about me, saying that my stalker, I actually manipulated him and like, abused him in some kind of way, and like just really dark shit.
What did they want you to do? Like make a video? Like
they wanted me to denounce the family, which I get, and they could have just fucking waited a week for me to just get to know them because I like to truly give people the benefit of the doubt. I've been lied about to all hell. I know what that's like. So I had that inclination to kind of want to side with them. And you also want to feel like you're in on the joke. You're in on like the troll, you know? And it's just unfortunately not a troll. Anyway, but that's basically, that's my intro to the thorps. We get along great. We're like, we're going to hotels. We're having a grand
all in.
Yeah, like I said, I just lost my job, so we're just going around having fun, partying, and making money. And I was like, "There's no way IRL streaming is a thing. You could just literally film your life." Like I thought, it didn't even occur to me to ever try that until I met them. You know?
Did they have a lot of viewers back then? Because that went down a lot throughout the years, right? So
they've always been up and down, but like when we were collabing, it would usually be around like 140. You know, and like on their standard was more like around 100. Like they used to do a dating show, which is going to be like the next segue to some of the characters around here.
Okay.
So I met Princess through them, and he called into one of the dating shows, and you know, he was a hit, and we were doing really well on the dating show, and people liked us, so we kind of became like the co-hosts of it.
Right. Okay.
But ultimately, Grace was quite unreliable, and she stopped showing up. So we like stole the show away from her and just started doing our own version of it. And that's when, and it was around this time, I started getting to know people like King TL, and starting to know about people like Jeremy, Dalmatian Dog, Ava, and then you know Lo. I met a lot of people through those kind of like call-in shows, the panels. And yeah, let me pull up my next little video.
Let me take a picture of this.
I just hit go. This is from Rubelo. I'm like, that's totally out of order, but okay. Okay, here it is.
Hated them. They just like
so
or Wase, I don't know how to say her name.
I don't know if you're familiar with Princess, but he's
I'm not.
He was one of the first IRLs I did in person with Ava, who I know through the thorps also because she met up with them, had a bad experience. And then when I was meeting up with them, she didn't know that I was going to be traveling with them this whole time. And she had already set up this crazy prank to send people to the hotel room. So then me and Ava beefed, but ultimately we became friends and ended up meeting up. And
are you still friends?
Yeah, me and Ava, we're totally fine. She texted me like somewhat recently, and we were talking about doing another IRL kind of thing. It sucks it's not gonna be Ruva Low, it would just be Ruva again, but I'll show you this because it also shows some familiar faces.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Around.
How tall are you and what do you do?
How tall
What's up? My name is Vase. I'm 5'9". I do security right now.
Okay, like look at it.
I like how tall are you is like the number one question.
Dude,
like
I
not
was
age
so
or anything.
sloppy in this era. It was so fucking insane.
Wait,
I don't know.
Ben was part of the dating show? Was he trying to date too?
Yes. Well, he would go through, he's as a, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I think he's an obvious narcissist. He's a cerebral narcissist, which means that he can go through phases of just purely getting off on power, not needing sex for long periods of time, probably having some kind of erectile dysfunction. And that's like pretty typical. But then they get into what's called their somatic period, where they become very into like their physicality and sex and become very raunchy. So he's always like, you know, oscillating between those two. Arcade says Princess hosted a lot of BOYT characters. Yeah, so he was early BOYT, and then he moved in with this guy Darius IRL, who also somewhat connects to Grace because they also did like an IRL together. So a lot of BOYT, you know, it does come back to some of that, but
was someone I could trust.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, but you did you know there's at least one thing you did wrong. Can you tell me one thing that like okay, like all
right, this is when I don't know how much you're familiar with the D-Dog saga, but
not much.
Okay, this is the guy I dated. He's totally crazy. But during Ruvelo, me, Ava, and Lo all met up with him, and we were all kind of like pleasantly surprised. He seemed like fairly nice, but he was also a long time Grace simp. But then he had turned into like an op and just started like shitting on them all the time.
You
Huck is just
dated a Grace them. So,
yeah, it's the rain. Well, he was anti. He stopped supporting them when they started pulling up on me, and that was before there was any interest there. And then he pursued me a lot, and I had some like psychotic idea that it was like maybe destiny because I used to draw Dalmatians. And I was a Dalmatian every year for Halloween for like 8 years.
Start seeing signs everywhere.
Yeah, it just it was a brief lapse in judgment.
There were probably red flags everywhere, and you're like, "No, it's okay. It's this."
Look, oh, Ava's here. Ava, hi.
Hello.
Yes, Ava is a big player, but the thing is, a lot of people kind of will go through like periods where they stop. Ava hasn't been as active recently. I think she did a stream somewhat recently, which I unfortunately missed, but she used to be more active in covering them, and we used to do more collabs, and this was back in July. Let me get to.
So I'm guessing at this point, you guys can make like a club, right? Like a club of people who've met the thorps, but realized how crazy they are. You can like all make a club together.
I mean, that was basically the concept behind our first meetup, was like we'd all just gotten burned by them, and we were like, let's show them how to do IRL. And we did this like, it was very fun for me, but in some ways not the best content because it was our first IRL. I still had like the duck StreamYard, bad, everything. Process gets alcohol poisoning. It was Kino, and it's because of its disastrousness, Yeah. Ava says, not really worth covering anymore, but I might do a 5-year knitting stream and some crap again soon. Let's go. Yes, I'm all about that. Because it's like, all right, if people want to hang out while I'm doing something like crafty anyways, Thank you, Dancing. I love you, but you're fucking nuts. I feel that to my core. So let me see. Some of the characters you're more familiar with would be Jeremy and King TL, who are also both heavily from that sphere, and one of the last two kind of like collaborators that still collaborate with them to some degree. Sometimes it's like semi-hostile.
Yeah.
But it's all this like panel verse, and then there's characters like Cormac. There's so many. It's so many people. Let me show. Here's a panel that has a bunch of familiar faces on it too, right here. I also have a bunch of clips. So there's Mooncake, and then King TL on the bottom left, and then Universal Jones on the top right. And he has been doing awesome coverage of Boy. I've called into his panels a couple of times.
Okay. He's level-headed.
I feel like I'm like dumping so much. I'm like,
I'm
dumping so much information on you.
But this Universal Jones guy, is he? Since you say he does good coverage, do you think he's level-headed? He knows where the right and the wrong is in the situation.
Yeah, he's actually I believe he works in the mental health field, so he has this really interesting perspective of like someone who, he does this really good like kind of social analysis, like deep like Jungian like analysis of people in these social dynamics of people in that sphere. Yeah. Why do you hate? I thought you liked Universal. I'm curious. Universal is good people. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. But yeah, so that's how I know King and me, King and Jeremy, they would like call into Celebrity Sunday, and we've had this kind of semi-hostile, like on and off frenemies kind of situation. King, I would consider more so like as someone who I trust a lot more than Jeremy, but even Jeremy has his like decent moments. So everyone is like kind of complicated like that.
I can see that.
Imperius says Universal's recovering sex addict. Well, hallelujah for him. If he's recovering.
Is he? I mean, I can respect someone who actually like confronts their demons, and actually like tells everyone, this is my past and I've surpassed it and I'm a better person now after everything. And that can actually wear that like, in front of everyone. I think that's very respectable. Everyone's recovering something,
Exactly. Some people just like hide it better, you know. So
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
I feel like being
Yeah.
candid is generally the best
I think so,
policy.
too.
But I'm curious, what inspired you to start kind of like covering the BOYT sector?
Well, I was always a little bit curious because of you, and you introduced me sort of to them. And when I
I've
looked
been loving.
into
I'm, you know, not to just glaze, but I love your channel. I love that you do like different topics, and it's like you always offer like a really fresh perspective, and it drives me nuts that people will be just dismissive of you because you're, you know, use like an avatar, and like they make all these assumptions about what kind of person you are, and it's just not accurate, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, the thorps are interesting. I've never really dealt with such a really intense dynamic that they have. I think it's very interesting to comment on, but at the same time, it is very exhausting. So I do have to, I can't see myself as ever being like covering something so intense all the time exclusively, because it is very exhausting.
Yeah, especially when they start, you know, focusing their attention back. I can show another part that where things kind of escalated. Me and Lo had a show called Lol Angels that we did. It was like fresh off of the end of the Thorpe fallout, and I was ready to have like a more wholesome time, and she was really into God and helped me kind of like in my spiritual relationship, and was, you know, a good friend to me at that time, and I thought the show was like a good influence. But yeah, ultimately that didn't end up working out. But it was around that time, I think they were just like jealous of my new friend, and like just, I don't know, I think they went after they've been going after her, you know, from
They tried to sabotage your friendship.
Oh, they've been doing that with me, Ava.
Oh my god.
The whole Rupolo, they would lie, you know, have other chatters come in and say like, oh, Ruby thinks you're her pet, or like to me they'd be like, oh, Lo's using you for this, or like constant, always. This has been a long time. So that's why I think it's like, you know, I'm sympathetic because I don't like that people are attacked for associating with me.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Wow.
So
Quite the extreme to go to make your life miserable.
Yeah, I mean, they've called venues to have me kicked out. They've, you know, pulled up on me and my family now several times. Went to my brother's job. They, you know, lied and slandered my mom, my brother, my past brother. Like, they're next level, all because I didn't want to collab anymore, dude. It's so crazy. That's how mental it is. Like, I don't get it on some level.
If we don't collab with Ruby, nobody collabs with Ruby.
Yeah,
she'll have no friends
to exist. And like, what they didn't understand is that I'm kind of stubborn as fuck. If you think you're gonna like run me off somewhere, I'm gonna probably quadruple down, even if it's not in my best interest. Like, I will. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can have that same petty energy. But
they
so
probably
anyway,
wanted you to go. They probably wanted you to go begging back for their attention, you know. And if they can isolate you, then it's easier for them to get you back like that. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. Ava says, sounds like you hate her because she rejects you since she's objectively beautiful, imperious, sun fitter. Oh, he's talking about Lo. Lo is obviously gorgeous, so that's not even like even a point of contention in my book. But here's a throwback.
Did she see us?
And this was actually quite frightening to me because I had, you know, I had just never had anyone go to these lengths. I was new to IRL streaming. They were my first collab, and then it got so weird so quickly to the point where they, you know, were chasing me from my house to my job while I was threatening to call the police, and then did call the police, you know, filed multiple restraining orders. It's been like a year and a half of this bizarre behavior, but I made it worse because I kept reacting to it. I kept reacting.
Yeah.
And I'm a reactive, traumatic person in my own way, you know, and I handle things horribly. So it became just a cesspool of like drama, and just, you know, they went to very far lengths that I never pulled up on them. I've never called concert venues that they were at, you know, I never sent people to harass them in person. Like, all the shit that they've done, it always felt somewhat one-sided.
Yeah.
But yeah,
She walked by?
Weapons on me just in case. No, she walked by something on the stream. Ruby!
There's a cop there.
Just a knife, but you know.
Talking about having a knife with me because I'm scared.
Not afraid to use it. So she's passing a construction site. We got eyes on every block.
So insanely obsessive.
So stupid. Ruby, come on, you love us.
They're delusional, actually.
Ruby, come on.
Since after they'd been like trashing my past relatives, and it's really being dark.
I'm like,
yeah.
including Ryder, even that.
She's by a construction site.
Ruby, do you need an Uber? Potentially. I mean, I'm meeting.
I had to
Chandler
walk
right
to work
now,
during
but
this. They were literally
I-
chasing me around downtown.
She's so
Wow.
close. I know, but like I can't figure out where.
And what do
See
they
where
do
we
when
are?
they actually like find you?
Well, we saw what
They
happened
still-
in
Do
the
you still have this
restaurant.
friendly energy?
It's totally fake and obviously condescending, but when they pulled up on me and my mom, which led to me having like, obviously not a good reaction and getting physical. But they're very condescending. They were like, "Oh, hey, baby, we're just here because the food is good." She thinks she's like a cartoon like villain, but it's just sad because she's actually just afraid to do anything without her father. And it's like, you're two people chasing me around. Your dad who's been arrested and is on camera hurting and kicking you, like, and like the other kids, and like the mom is a restraining order. It was genuinely frightening. And they sent all their audience to fuck with me, and I had a much smaller live streaming audience at the time because I'd just gotten into it. So it was like, yeah, it just got
Turning around,
crazy.
they don't even know how.
You can diner.
And I'm going
She's past
to
the
a
shop with the
suburb
yellow
that's about
sign.
20 minutes away.
Well, now what?
Oh, it's psychotic.
Did she pass this? Chat.
I didn't say anything bad. They just asked what.
Okay, but 10 blocks is fast in a car. In an RV.
They grabbed Kim dog.
Oh, did you go past the gas station?
Also, do you know what's funny? They lie and say their recounting of this event is that, what? We were just driving through New Haven. We didn't even know Ruby was
Yeah,
there.
right.
Because they wipe things, they lie, and then their dumb fans buy into it. And it's crazy that,
The hiding of streams, I really don't respect that whatsoever. Like even if you make mistakes, like own it, the wiping of
shouldn't try to
streams is so
conceal it.
cowardice. Yeah.
I mean, I wipe streams just because I don't like clogging up my thing with like a bunch of phone streams, but never because I want to hide
Right.
something I've done. I always prefer to just address things directly because I fucked up a lot and enough to know that it's just the better route to go. It's never really going to be in your favor long term to, just be shady to that degree.
Oh, she's at the bookstore.
Okay, so here they are looking for my job.
Sucks and bye.
No!
Oh, someone with an actual job. Imagine that.
I know. Well, which they also like mocked for levels. They're so demented in their values. It's bizarre.
Yale Books. Okay, let's find out where Yale Books is. You guys are the worst detectives.
It's like they're
the Apple
so
Store
out
right
of
there?
reality to do this, and people thought they couldn't believe it was real because it was like they assumed this is some kind of scripted thing too. Like
Past the barn.
so ridiculous and like illegal.
Thank you for the 10.
Yeah,
I
nothing
swear to
gives them
God.
more pleasure than just being cruel and evil. It's really well.
Flight of the Valkyries.
So they were like blasting music, screaming my name out
I
the
would
window,
get out, but I
trying to find my job. I'd get out, but you're a fucking pussy bitch, and you stay in the car with your
Must be
daddy.
parked around here somewhere.
And then you came back with Lalo.
You just passed where she was
Oh my God, I
second
can't.
ago.
See, it brings out the toxic. It does. It brings out the toxic. It doesn't take
I
much.
mean,
I'm like,
it's very personal, so I get it 100%.
yeah, but I'm trying to like just, I've let go of a lot of the negative feelings about that. It's annoying how they like lie and misrepresent the situation, but at least there's clips out there for people who care, to any degree. So Jeremy,
So fucking delusional. People on the internet are so delusional now.
he was also, I don't know if you followed the Frozen Simp saga. That was also a big
No.
Okay, so
What's that about?
Jeremy, succubus Grace, in my opinion, has cast her spell on Jeremy and King, because they go to these self-destructive measures, King sending $7,000. Jeremy went there, did free labor, pepper sprayed himself for them, they just humiliated him nonstop. And then they like said he had to leave. He gets back to like his parents' house and Grace texts him like, "Do you really love me? Do you really want to help me?" And this fool, he goes straight back. He drives there, no notice, right before a fucking blizzard. And he ends up parked in their parking lot. They refused to let him in during the blizzard. So his car gets literally snowed in to the point where people called the police 3 fucking times until he was taken for like a evaluation away by the ambulance.
Whoa.
That could be pretty easy to find a clip of. But it was, oh yeah, Dead Man covered it, who's also another character.
Oh, I think I've seen him, yeah.
Yeah. He's also someone from the sector, which, like I was saying, is the spawn of like Ethan and Ralph and like the maybe even like the Kino Casino and these like, I don't know, typically like right-wing people. And it's funny, I was never right-wing, but I was like the token liberal that would talk to anyone, you know. So that's how I kind of got in there. And then because I did that, I didn't fit in any liberal spaces. So you know, just kind of now I'm just totally politically.
And what is this whole thing about gambling? And what is their connection with gambling?
They just got like some gambling sponsorships, so they just sell that. But because at Mohegan Sun, they would want to go to these places, but not even necessarily gamble. It's for the air conditioning and Wi-Fi and just to be in proximity to people and alcohol, like and the like parking lot. Sector comes from Ralph, not Kino Casino. Well, Kino Casino, I associate with them because back when I was on the Kill Stream, like many years ago, at first, Andy Worski was a co-host. So I always think of him like kind of in the same scene, but yeah, that's true. It is primarily from them. So yeah, he ends up in the car for I believe 36 hours. And during this time, they were like just making content out of it, laughing, speculating on when he's going to pass away. And yeah, it was cold-blooded because it was an actual blizzard. We knew he was passed out in the car because he, tends to overdrink at times. And do you know what's funny? Their neighbor that they villainized constantly went out and brought him some soup that could have probably saved his life. Yeah. They didn't even check on him. They didn't walk outside. They laughed about it, made content out of it, and then called the cops.
And he went there for grace, right? Because it was like right.
But they'll literally suck a person dry and manipulate them as much as they can, and these guys will think they have a chance and do really humiliating, stupid, silly things. So, but Jeremy also, like a lot of these people, it's like they're a mix of good and bad qualities, like as I am too. So it's Oh my God, Tyler, I'm not too good. You like Keanu. I'm intimidated. No, that's the silliness. She won't suck your eye. That's the problem. God, that's a little Kohortsky. Also, wait, what was that? You're just like him timing out because you can't handle it. Oh, this is someone who like posted Keemstar's dad's address at my server, which it's like explicitly no doxing. Even though I fucking hate Keemstar, like it's still like fuck that. And also it's his dad. Like, so I instantly banned him. So now his thing is doxing me and making videos about me, which is just really sweet. And I'm so glad to be moving at the end of the month. And I'm going to be much more careful with my address because
that's good. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
I know. And I'm going to be in a more like suburban, like woodsy area. It won't be as downtown New Haven is so recognizable. It's
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Good question, Sarat. I just saw it because this guy, he has dumb information. Like he had some totally inaccurate docs of mine, but then he later got my actual one. So, but he's not bright. He just kind of makes like weird AI songs. Yeah, no more vans showing up your house. Yeah, for fuck's sake, man. Let me see if I can find a. Oh, here it is. Grace Law Grace.
Do you feel like Jeremy was spiraling while he was in the car because he wasn't getting the attention that he was looking for?
Yep.
And
then Jeremy's such a I'm trying to be nicer, so I don't want to insult him. But Jeremy didn't even get out of the car to knock on the door though, and it's like, what are you? These are just 3 like people who just can't do reality on any level. It was just so stupid, and knowing being around other people in addiction or at AA meetings, I know how I was in rehab with someone who their partner died from alcohol, from choking on their vomit. And I know how easy it is for people to die of not just that, but then hypothermia because it's a fucking blizzard.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, we
God,
can
that
watch
must have been rough.
Dead Man do a little bit of the recap.
Yeah.
He also I wanted to hear him covering me in Dalmatian Dog, which I'm sure is.
They're not meant to be played with. If you play with your stalker, they think it's a game, and that's.
Oh, I think this is back when he thought I was like pretending to date D-Dog. I wish that were the case. I wish I could just. If I was more comfortable with lying, I would just be like, that's a bit. Let's just forget it. All right, so this is the car, because this was a wild scenario, and the thing is, the Thorps are the villain, and the villain does dictate a lot of the drama that like catches people's attention in that way, and they're always doing something like outrageous, and people love being outraged. So it's just like, a lot of these things. It's just so crazy to look back. But
how many hours? Well, like more than 24.
36 hours.
Because they spent a whole day talking about what they could possibly do in this scenario.
Where does he pee?
Okay.
Does he go outside and pee in the snow?
Great. Oh, I think he peed in bottles because, also they went in his car and stole his laptop and wallet and then pretended to burn his wallet, pretended to have his car towed so that he stayed in a homeless shelter overnight because he lives in his car. Like, and this guy still wants to collab with them again. That's why I say it's a spell. It's a spell. There's some kind of weird thing. So be careful. Whenever I watch him, I like feel like I have to scrub my soul out after. Like he really like because I literally like I watched him for like a minute the other day, and I don't know. I just got this feeling like this is just I should not even look at it. Like it's not, I can't take it anymore.
They found the pee jug. Oh man.
Yup. So,
which, by the way, let me just tell you this: Jeremy is an absolute psychotic simp to just.
Oh, also, Jeremy was introduced to me by Grace. I never met him, but like through the internet, she always just referred to him as her stalker. So it's just, and he believes what he wants to believe about it. It seems like so he'll like think that that's a joke, that's a bit, that's for content, but deep down they actually care. I think this situation proved they don't, but he'll
How can he think that they care if he was literally outside? Oh my God! And with his car,
I beef with him constantly, and I was messaging him being like, "Dude, I will put you in a hotel. This is crazy.
Yeah.
It was the biggest blizzard we had this whole winter. I could not believe it, and I'm glad that people were calling the police on it because he could be dead. Yeah. And they said themselves they would just laugh if they found out he was dead.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's a broke guy, right? He could have gotten himself out of that situation too, right? He could have just gotten a hotel.
I think he was very intoxicated. I think he was just like got drunk in the car, panicked, didn't know what to do, and just kept drinking and was passed out and just didn't deal with the situation. I don't know. It was a really wild saga. Near-death experiences considered content for the Thorpozoids. I mean, quite literally, what OPC Don cracked his skull open. Like, have Lalo, getting fights. Like, it's pretty crazy. You can't blame Grace for Jeremy not understanding how low. I'm not. No, it's not even entirely her fault. It's just a matter of like, damn, that's cold-blooded. Especially because he just had rescued them when they were stranded in New Jersey and drove them like 8 hours and then did free labor. To not even let them inside during a blizzard is crazy to me. And also dancing, careful because the spell, I see it. It's getting its little grips in there. You're like, oh, maybe. And then they'll say something. And then you do. There's a video of them like sexualizing an 11-year-old. That was pretty rough watch. So
drive out at like 4 or 5 a.m. back to Grace's place without any real invite. Now, I understand Grace did ask, were you serious about the marriage thing?
And so that's the thing is like, I think they knew what they were doing by saying that to someone they called their stalker, who they said they didn't want to interact with anymore. But then to say, do you still love me? Do you want to still help me at 3 a.m. to a guy who's madly in love with you? Like,
when you say they, are you saying that everything is a joint decision with Ben and Grace? Like, Grace is
I didn't
not
even think about that. But I mean, yeah, Ben is the, she's
thought it was
purely.
interesting.
There used to be someone else kind of who would make appearances, and someone who I considered like a friend for a time and enjoyed their personality, and it really did seem like some her whatever remained of her soul is just like just blackened. It's wild to watch, but you know, I still pray for them, and I do think that anyone can turn their life around in the right circumstances, and they have their talents. So it's just bizarre how pathological.
And in cleaning out the garage, and he said yes, and I know that in his mind he took that as an invite, but that was not a direct invite. I'll even give
it. That's true. It was not a direct invite at all. But yeah, so I continued. I've interacted with them, and they were like, I feel like from my perspective, boy, a lot of it was like, you know, me, King, Jeremy, Deadman, Dalmatian Dog, you know, Ava, Lo. Like there was a network of people who were all collaborating and like always had drama, but like would still just keep hanging out, you know, like. So
it is honestly, I get it, because it's interesting to sometimes like see how you have an issue with TK and with Jeremy and still see them in your panel, and you actually like the back and forth is interesting to watch. So I get that.
Yeah, and I kind of like leaned into it. It was like, you know, it's fun banter, but like I realized myself I could just go way too far quickly. Killer Tony, he's actually one of the few like, you know, vocal supporters of them who's like a truther that they were just driving through New Haven. Ruby puts a weird spin on it. Ivixey, do your own research. I mean, I just played a clip, but you know, actually that's true. I'm saying my perspective. I
100%.
don't think they have much credibility because they've lied about me constantly and lied about my family. But Tony, he's one of the, like, I really do think it's like some weird spell, because you see these people are just obsessed with them in their chat all day. It's like Killer Tony, that guy Damius, their sole funder gives him thousands of dollars. It's so strange. It's very strange.
And then some of these characters, you talk to them one-on-one, and they actually seem like intelligent, normal people. And then they're like there all day, every day, just watching and being like super nice to them. And yeah,
I know. Yeah, it's trippy, and I like. For me, I feel like I already had like some issues controlling anger, and just I took off like a filter where I was like, you know, it's good for content. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm not really hurting anyone. People are there for the banter. But I definitely went way too far. Also, props to Tony. Thanks. He said, that's for Ruby. I'll give you that. It is your side. Yeah. And like, thankfully, a lot of it was filmed. So it's, you know, you can just go back and see the clips. But yeah, that's obviously, you know, my perspective. I'm trying to think of what else is like important BOYT information. I feel like I've put a lot out there.
Yeah, so let's see. So there's these main characters. Ava, how did Ava contribute to the whole dynamic?
So, you know, for a while, me and Ava were we would do critical coverage of the thorps, you know, and we would do that together. So we were kind of like the ops, but at times we were still on like almost frenemy terms with them, in a way of like occasionally having somewhat positive interactions, like not always so negative, even though there was like no more collaboration. Ruby, did you cover the black eye? Well, someone mentioned it in chat that it happened again recently. So I did mention, I mentioned that day in Burger King or McDonald's, wherever, when I was like, I'll get us an Uber out of here. Like, yeah, I thought I have a savior complex. I realized, like, I thought I was gonna do something there, and I was living in squalor. Like, it was not. I had nothing to offer this bitch, and I'm like, I just thought I could help you, you know. Ben says it's because of like some weird, like, I want to predate, you know,
daddy issues.
Yes, everything, you know.
So yeah, maybe when you open the panel, you can see the black eye situation. We can comment on it together.
Yeah, I'm down to drop the link, and yeah, me and Ava feuded at first because of that prank that like kind of went wrong. We had some beef, and then, you know, we've been friends ever since then, and we've collabed a couple times in person. And she's an awesome content creator, but she's also a reasonable, healthy person who takes time away from this insanity.
Yeah.
So, I want to encourage her to come back because I missed the collaboration, but then at the same time, I'm like, you know, good for you. Like, this is a mess. This is messy as well.
What about the message in chat that says Ava wanted to join Ben's harem?
That's so. For a while, Ava would, and many other people, because Ben is such a despised figure, they would do like pranks on him to like pretend to be attracted to get him to go somewhere and then not show up and send someone else, or like get him to send dick pics, which is why his dick pics are out there. And
he actually gives into that sort of thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's and Grace kind of acts like his little Jelaine, like she's the one who's like, oh, maybe it's safe to hang out with them, like there's a woman there, like. And
how far do you think Ben's sexual frustration goes? Because does he actually end up having sexual relations with anybody?
As far as I know, I don't think anything has gone outside of the family unit, but I'm not positive. But he likes to act like he's got some game or something. But as far as I know, he's an incestuous, but like probably incel, and just doesn't even do anything anymore. But
right.
Welcome, Gamer of the Damned.
Oh, I should have named myself Zach Bagans and tricked you into thinking I was Zach Bagans off of Ghost Adventures. Well, I do want to be like Zach Bagans.
I don't know all these ghosts that you've gotten into. I feel like I stopped streaming and then you started watching more other shows, and now I'm like, what are you watching?
Ghost Adventures is the coolest paranormal shows that I've ever watched.
Oh, no.
Been a fan ever since I watched it.
Let me put you guys on the spot for a second. Gamer, I noticed you've been unmodded. What happened?
I don't really want to talk about it.
I see.
I mean, basically it came down to me and Gamer both had some really bad reactions, and emotions were intense. He had gone a little too far with some things he said, and it just, it's more kind of like symbolic than a lack of trust. And I knew that there needed to be like some space and just, I don't know. But we both have taken some time, or a decent amount of time away, just cut back on streaming and stuff. So
I gotcha. It's fair.
Yeah.
It can be rough though. I mentioned it because I've me and modding people is also really rough, because I've had really bad experience in the past with asking people to help me, and then it turns toxic, and then it turns toxic, and then I have to unmod them, and it's happened several times with different people, right? And
dude, the mod drama almost gets to be more drama than like what they do.
It's true. So yeah, and when you unmod people, in the end, it feels like an insane big statement that you're making as well, and then everyone notices, and it's the whole ass thing, and so I get it.
Yeah, but it's definitely a thing. But I think upwards and onwards. So he was thinking of coming back. He's been watching Lolcall. Have you been watching any of the Fat Camp Disaster?
I will be covering them tomorrow.
Oh, really?
I've seen nothing, so it's going to be like a live reaction to everything that's happened the past 2 weeks.
Oh, that's a good idea, because I watch clips here and there. I haven't actually watched any of the streams. I just look at like that Ozzy Cobb, or now there's someone, I think Snow Bear, who's been doing a really good like LCU University series about it. I think a lot of people who are like Amber Lynn fans, and also Keemstar is kind of, I guess, well, he's not BOYT, because I guess he does have some viewers. He's like the evil toy, as Ben would say, at the top of YouTube. But yeah.
Can I ask you to go through the D-Dog journey with me? Because I'm very curious about that. I like the dating topics, so that's why.
Yeah. It was, dude, it was so bad. And like, I don't know what I was thinking. I so I just gotten back with my ex. When I was during Ruvalo, I like got drunk and was acting like a fool. He dumps me for it. So I'm like heartbroken. At the time, Dalmatian Dog was pursuing me like relentlessly, and he started streaming too. Well, he would just message me constantly, talk about me, and like it was a big theme. Like for BOYT, it was like him pursuing me and me saying I just wanted to be friends. But then ultimately, after that breakup and after meeting him in person, he just seemed very harmless and like sweet, and I was like, I'm weirdly attracted. Like, oh my God, this is bad. This is bad. This is so bad. But I just couldn't deny that there was some level there. And I still was like, this is just so strange. And then, the fact that he was, a Grace simp at one point. But then part of me is like, I guess I was kind of aggressive at one
Right.
point. So it's like,
Right.
and he hasn't been for a very long time. So, but it was still,
Yeah.
it's so messy. And he,
Was he love bombing you? You think? Complimenting
absolutely, like,
you a
it's
lot.
very intense,
Yeah.
like very intense. And like, I think, yeah, I just gotten dumped. So I was like wounded and he was pursuing me
Yeah.
so much. And I just kind of, you know, had some attraction there. So I was like, fuck it. And I did a stream where I was like, I have to get something off my chest. And I said, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but to be perfectly honest, I think I have some attraction to D-Dog. I don't know why that is. But I just wanted to be honest about it because it was already such a public situation. And I knew, you know, we had been talking. He's at my house the next night. He drives like 12 hours, however long, from North Carolina.
Whoa.
He's not unannounced. He didn't pull Thorp, you know, it was planned.
Right. But damn.
And at first we weren't gonna stream any of it because we were like, didn't even know what was gonna happen. We were just like, this is totally bizarre, like, you know. But we ended up streaming like the second day, and yeah, it was semi-positive at first, but then a lot changed. His car door got smashed in my neighborhood, and that like triggered this whole other side of him. And also, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I believe he's somewhat schizophrenic, and and I know that to be true because he told me his blanket told him to kill me, and other just really, he accused me of being a spy, a honeypot, because my mom works, you know, for a company that he's paranoid about, and like,
well, that sounds like it, all right.
It got to the point, like our last interaction, where I had to like be calling or threatened to call the police to get him to leave. And I even I turned my phone on video mode for a while because I was actually, and I just put it on my bed because I was actually afraid that something was gonna get really crazy because he was not leaving. It was just so strange.
Holy crap.
And then he starts posting really disgusting, explicit things about me. Like explicit sexual acts, and like he does this for a couple months. Like we ended up breaking up, and like yeah, he did like hours and hours of streams just like saying horrific things about me and calling me like hundreds of times a day, leaving thousands of messages. I have just like, you know, and I have screenshots of all of it, but I don't want to sensationalize it more than necessary. It's just more of like just for proof and like, you know, document trail, I guess. But
he really revealed himself then, right? Because before all this, he was this harmless guy. So he really like, oh, holy crap. That was
well, I wouldn't say he was known as necessarily being harmless, but he had definitely, like, his public image has always been like he was kind of insane. He thinks the CIA is like following him, and like he has a lot of these kind of like out there ideas. And he was interesting to talk to though because of that, like you know, because he's just like very neurodivergent. So he has like really weird takes. Like he loves North Korea. He refused. This motherfucker would not put on a seatbelt. He would let anywhere we were driving ding, ding, ding.
Oh
no! Ding. I swear on my life, he would just let it ding. And then when we would go to the grocery store, which he loved, I live to shop, but he lives to shop so much so he would go buy one fucking item at a time, check out, bring it to the car, go back, buy one other fucking time.
Why?
Like, just it was anyway.
Why would he do that?
Odd individual. Very, very odd.
How did he justify that one?
Well, I don't know. He was just like, this is just how I do things. The whole time I was just like, this is bizarre. And I would like beg him, like, all right, I get you like hate that seatbelts are required, like whatever, dude. But like this ding,
Ruby,
ding, ding
red
is
flags.
so annoying.
So
like,
many red flags, Ruby. So many red flags.
Exactly. Dude, every oh god. Like I struggle to understand my own behavior, like fundamentally. Oh my gosh. And of course, you know, we're streaming a lot of it, and there's like a couple now permanent online documentaries about our fallout of the relationship on this channel, Naptown, and he does do a great job of editing. I don't necessarily love it because it was like obviously very like unflattering in a lot of ways and like messy and but yeah, I respect the craft. So
oh man, experiences. You get to tell the stories now.
Yeah, I've always thrown myself into weird experiences, so that's fairly on brand, for my life.
Yeah, makes sense.
B-Bean says, Ruby, just pretend you had a temporary stroke when you dated T-Dog. LOL. I could have gotten it. The relationship was so absurd. Many people doubted that it was real. And we're saying like I was scripted. Like, and people, it's so crazy because I've never been like done anything like that in my life. But like, it's hard to believe he's a real person. It's hard to believe we actually dated for this brief time. Like it was just so bizarre. Yeah. Totally weird. Ruby's just into trash people, basically. Well, the thing is, I'm into interesting people.
Yeah, exactly. No, I get that 100%. Interesting people are the broken people, the people who see things that are not there. It's just, dude, there's just so much, Yeah. You can have all these interesting conversations.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I relate to that as someone who's, had my own like many struggles. So it's like I'm extra sympathetic to those things, but it does it create a lot of drama. Zog, Ruby, you were sick of him after the first hour being around him. True. Yeah, a lot of our content ended up being just like us bickering. Like, oh my gosh. He would just constantly like once he went off of like super being really sweet mode. Oh, also, dude, he made this big thing about like, I'm gonna take you out like no man has ever taken you out before. And he's like, I looked up this vegan restaurant and it was like an hour away, even though I live in New Haven with 8,000 restaurants. But anyway, he finds some place like an hour away and is like, I'm going to take you out. And I was like, all right, I'll let him, whatever, take me out. He like drops me off. And then it just stays in the fucking car. And I was like, are we eating here? And he was like, well, I like can't figure out like parking. And I asked them and they were like, yeah, it's free parking. And he just like stayed in the car and I was like, all right, I guess I'll get this to go. And then I got my thing to go and we went to like some place so he could have like idiot chicken nuggets and french fries like a baby because he refused to eat anything that was vegan. Like, and he had the audacity, and that was the day he told me that his blanket was telling him to kill me. It was during that car ride home. He has the audacity to say like, I took you out. He would say that is him taking me out. I went and bought my own food at a restaurant and got it to go.
Oh my God.
You can't believe this shit. It's like
that's so crazy.
Oh, and I did pay for everything because I didn't want people to think I was using him. Like, because people, because of my affiliation with the Thorps, they thought I, would do a similar like humiliation ritual kind of style content, which is not, it's not really the thing. Team D. Oh, no. I'm glad he stopped, calling me. I wish him well. I pray for him. He just has some mental health issues for sure,
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you talking about him on here could actually make him think that you're interested in him.
Right.
Yeah,
so
hopefully
that's how he sees it.
But
well, let's clarify. I'm just asking all these questions. It's coming from me, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes sense because this is all part of this incestuous network of people that is my perspective of BOYT. But there are also, other channels like, John Galt, who's like this landlord in DC, who has a channel about like being a landlord in DC. And like Jeremy's clubbed with him. I met Lo on his channel, and people like Hormaxer, who I met in Vegas, another.
Oh yeah, who's this Hormaxer guy? Tell me more.
Hormaxer, he's like just this very like sex obsessed, steroid obsessed guy who just.
I'm interested now.
Yeah,
I call that Hormaxer.
He's interesting. That's why we met up with him, but he is like troubled. He's a troubled person.
Yeah, I call Maxer Trap Daddy number 2 because he looks similar to Trap Daddy.
Yeah,
He looks kind of related in a way.
He's a bizarre one, but he does these streams where he gets like strobe light. He puts on like a thong basically, and will like wag his like dick around. You can't make this shit up. And like he literally is known for like at any time his channel gets any kind of success, he will just take his dick out and his channels get deleted. Like you can't make this shit up, dude. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my god, yeah, it was what's worse is you knew about his bizarre behavior regardless. Well, I didn't know that much. I had only known Hormaxer, through him calling into panels. I didn't know about there's like an Omegle incident where he was like being creepy to someone who was like a teenager, and some like much darker things, so it's like it's weird. There's a lot of like wacky characters. They're funny. They make you laugh, but then there is sometimes something really dark going on there,
Yeah, for sure. No, I get that.
Yeah. Oops. Oh my god, I did not mean to do that. I was just gonna drop the link again if anyone else wanted to join, or if anyone had any questions for Ivixey while she's up here.
Yeah, you're welcome to join. Should we look into the black eye situation?
Sure, yeah. So
Let's do it.
I'm trying to think of what would be the best way to show that. Naptown, I think, has it because a lot of the streams are gone from that era. But you can see in the interaction on like Berkeley that was like off stream. I was trying to like get her away, but I actually had woken up one day. Actually, I have that stream. Let me just find that real quick. I woke up one day at like 6 a.m. and I went to go out to like get some like coffee or something. I was just like, whatever, I'm up. And I see Grace is sitting on my porch on the ground, like, underneath, almost like she's hiding behind the like wall or like the, whatever thing on my porch. And I was streaming for this part and I see her. And even though we're both streamers, you'd think I'd continue. I instantly knew something was wrong. So I pretty much end the stream instantly, but you do see her for a minute and you can kind of see it. And then after it swelled up a lot more. And she did some streams where she put on tons of dark eye makeup and glasses and just the typical, she was seeking refuge. They joked and called my house the battered woman's shelter, like it was a joke to them, but I was serious. Like and it's not because I wanted to eat her pussy. I've never even been like into that. I'm a pillow princess, if anything, during my like gay era, which isn't even that much of an era, but like, I felt like a maternal like concern for this person who was so abused and lost and confused and can't keep a friend around because of her dad. Like it was a sad situation. I was sad, but yeah, let me find that video.
But I was more thinking we could look into the black eye. Like apparently today it happened.
Oh, today the most actually. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, because the other footage, it's basically just us for like a second. You can see the greenness like on her face, but it was it's hard to see. Good question.
Because I remember us when I did the interview with you. I think you mentioned this incident, and then you guys had a struggle session with Ben, right? I think after the black eye, because you started asking questions.
Yes.
And...
Yep. Yeah, that's basically what happened. I started being a little more pressing about like being like, do you want to come here? And there was moments where, we were separate, like Ben would go off and she would finally just talk on her own about what she wants to do. But then he'd start calling in the stream and telling her to kill herself. And she's ashamed that she's his daughter because he's talking to me for an hour. Like it's just insanity. But yeah, if anyone knows in chat, I don't it's not on their page. I think they go on a lot of panels though, so maybe it was a panel or on the kick stream.
Chat.
They're on Jack Talcott's panel a lot.
Oh, maybe it was Jack Talcott, who's also another character who is I've only gotten to know him somewhat recently. But it's very incestuous because everyone calls into each other's shows, everyone knows each other. So that's why it's been hard to fully disassociate, like disconnect from, that association. Oh, he's still alive right now.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of those guys the other day when they were on there.
Yeah, he's a pretty chill guy. I don't know if I see them on
Look
here.
at that picture that says "Welcome to the Short Bus TV Podcast TV."
I don't know what that is.
Short Bus. That reminds me of a show. Missing the local short bus.
You do agree that life is about.
They also, this is Chaotic Truth, another like panel show. So there's all these different other subunits within BOYT, you know? So it's like clusters together, but there's just so much crossover and like, you know, the Thorps are two people who've been doing this full time, you know, for like a few years now. So they've definitely made their presence very known.
Do you still go on panels?
I do. I actually went on a panel this morning. I not even close to as much as they do, but that's another BOYT person. This guy Jim, you know, he hosts panels sometimes. So shout out to the BOYT Outlaws.
BOYT wouldn't be BOYT without BOYT Outlaws.
I really enjoyed it. I had a nice conversation with him earlier. Let's see if it was on Kick.
Yeah, I've called into random panels as well that I found.
I don't know if they're talking about this. Oh, she's. Oh, this is how you know.
The glasses. Yeah.
It's just.
She's back to that brown hair again. How she was when she first appeared on Local Live.
Yeah, her face does look kind of messed up. Ooh.
And do you know what it's called?
Yeah, this is usually a sign too, because she doesn't usually do like dark eye makeup unless there's like some bruise or something.
Called when you.
I don't know if I see it. But they're saying it's from today. This is from yesterday, so I just don't know what panel it was. I forgot who said that. So Oh, I forget. I freeze when I'm looking at like another video. Right.
Her camera always freezes when she's on a different page because she's using a laptop camera.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, did you have any other kind of like questions about the lay of the land? I hope I had like somewhat, you know, made sense of.
Trying to think. Do any of these bigger characters still stream regularly? I know that Jeremy and TK stream, right? They keep getting their like panels.
Well, King only streams on Kick now.
On Kick now, right?
His YouTube channel got taken down because he was playing music.
Yeah, his channel got totally nuked. Dalmatian Dog's channels got nuked. So there's been a lot of changes recently of characters leaving. You know, obviously the breakup with me and Lo, that's kind of divided things. But I think it's settled down because we're not trying to make content out of being angry at each other.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, I obviously broke my heart, but like I wish her well, and I fucked up. I get like not wanting to be affiliated with that. I get it. It just sucks. Like,
yeah, no, I understand. Who else? What about these bigger characters that at the same time also dive into the mental health aspect of themselves and other people?
Well, there's Universal Jones. He's really definitely shout out to him because he even has merch. I actually have a BOYT hoodie. So if you I love buying a good merch, and like even though it's semi-derogatory, it's kind of like you take the term back because it's like it's like the hood you're from, you know, kind of like we're from the street of BOYT, like because it's kind of brutal. Like at times it can be like I mean, you know, you've been put through the freaking ringer.
Yeah.
The situations you've been in are crazy. But
obviously Mike's all of them are part of it.
Here's a lot of characters right here who are very like BOYT people, call into a lot of panels. Oh wait, I'm not even showing you. Hold on one second. This is this one. So we got King in the middle, John Galt on the right, Napstar top, and Gary and Universal Jones. It's his channel. So he's the top left.
Oh yeah, Napstar. I see them in the chat a lot, but are they also a streamer?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of people, they can start out as a chatter and then they start calling in and then they start their own channels. I've seen this happen like, a couple times because if they like it, they'll, want to keep pursuing it, maybe do their own channel.
Make their own commentary on the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Is doing something. that's like, damn, that motherfucker, whatever. But she's the best. And then
Oh, this was actually he said something nice. He was like rating the BOYT people because he simps for me and Grace, which is hilarious.
Sets in motion something that happens like D-Dog. All I wanted D-Dog to do was go to Ruvalo. That's it. I didn't see him hooking up with Ruby, going and all this crazy shit happen, and then eventually D-Dog calling me a PDF. It's just like, what? How did this happen?
Exactly. We were like, things just get crazy, and then you look back and you're like, what? How did this all go down? Yeah, he's a he kind of sims for everyone, but I also appreciate he supports, smaller channels a lot. He's always, done that, and then he got into the creative aspect of it, and I like him as a streamer.
Yeah.
But now he's just on Kick, but he still calls into panels like this.
Yeah, but this is butterfly effect.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
butterfly
Smoke for me
effect.
that same stream too. That was crazy.
It's all butterfly.
Oh, also, that's fake news. I didn't hook up with him the first stream that we met. I don't know if that's what he's saying, but I've heard other people say that. It's just not true. We been talking for like a year online, and then we met at Ruvalo, and then after we met the other time, yes, we did hook up. So yeah, I banged someone, people. It's true. The rumors are true. I did it.
Why, man? That's why you're just like, what?
I feel bad because you definitely even thinking that guy was a mentally stable person and worth shit.
I don't know. Nobody. He was useful.
He was useful, sure. But like going to meet them chicks, it should have just.
His
you look back at it in hindsight, yeah, and there's just an issue there with the guy.
Dude, his first day I came on panel.
Very entertaining.
No, first day on panel, like the first time I ever got on these panels was me, D-Dog, doing pre-show before Process. Because I got stuck with being on panel with him. Because every time the thorps, I gotta go to bed, see ya. And then it's like an hour before Process gets home to start up his stream. And so we're stuck on this panel where none of us gets off and on, right? And then it's just me and him. And then he just starts talking about his like, oh yeah, you know about galaxy gas? It's like, what the fuck, whippets? What? So yeah, I can see if you did whippets, I'm probably gonna be thinking, yeah, your brain.
Also, what's really funny is that Process was always kind of an underdog. He was like, the thorps loved to like make fun of like everything he did, but he really put himself out there, and now he's been hanging out with like the biggest streamers there are. So he was like this kind of like fun like underdog story, but he does kind of like a lot of like more partying kind of content.
Yeah, he does once a week dating shows as well.
I have to look into some of these. Yeah, I've been like taking notes so I can go check them out later.
I would, if you want to like know deep backstory. Even though I don't like some of their edits and some of them aren't totally accurate, Naptown has done some really, really good just cutting down of like really long streams and a lot of streams that have been totally deleted and wiped. Like, So.
And this is called Naptown on YouTube.
Is Naptown
yeah,
releasing another video soon?
Yeah, these are all.
Is Naptown releasing another video soon?
What's that?
Wonder when Naptown's releasing another video.
Oh, I didn't. Does he do like? I didn't even know he did edited. Pocket
No,
Ace says
no, he hasn't
Kimmy's
uploaded the
cameraman
video
now.
yet, but I don't know when he's going to upload a new video.
Yeah. Wait. Ivixey, do you know who Kimmy is?
No.
Or like Ice Poseidon, or these are.
Yeah.
They're also. I mean, there would be like their own orbit, that like has connections on like the lowest levels there. So her Battle of New Haven 2 poop fries. Oh yeah, they pulled up at my brother's job, to try to fuck with me, and then the tables were turned. It was a pretty wild incident. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to see or had questions about.
No, I think I got some good, at least, names that I can look up and situations. Yeah.
A little bit. It's just like the background of like these characters, why they interact, how, because it is odd because it's like with me and Jeremy, we've had a primarily hostile relationship. Grace asked him to kill me, and he has come to New Haven with her, and OPC Don's mess with me, but I can't stay mad at anyone really. So I'm just like, if I find them to be broadly harmless, I don't think he would do anything. But there's all these weird levels of bizarreness to the dynamics.
Yeah, I'm very similar too. Like, even if people wrong me, I'm like, you made a mistake. Oh, okay. I guess we can try again. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
because
do that
people
like
do make mistakes.
infinity. I like.
Yeah, I
And
get
I'm
it. I
trying
get
to
it.
like, and I'm like, damn, maybe I need to interact with certain people less if I'm like just constantly getting into it. They said Jared tried to offer me. Well, it was during when they came to New Haven at a different time. They come to New Haven to harass me like on like 7 different occasions. Like, and one time even explicitly talked about like killing me so that I would die like my brother, and like it's all on video.
Right.
They'll lie and deny it, but it's on video. I don't think he would have. Well, Jared tried to off Ruby. I don't think he would have done it, but he drunkenly said that that's when she muted. For part of it, she was trying to send him to go to my house to mess with me because they were in the area. So, really,
How many times did you meet Jeremy in person?
I've never met him in person. No.
Oh, okay.
But he
This
was
is
just they were
close.
in the area to mess with me, to try to
Right.
like intimidate, because I was like just telling them to leave me alone. So they had to
Yeah.
do that, So anyway, but yeah, I think that's the basic lay of the land. I don't know if I have any more good intel
Yeah.
or lore off the top of my head.
Like other big characters that we're missing.
Oh, I'm sure I'm probably like leaving out some really. That was that, dude.
What do you feel like is the current situation for Ben and Grace? What's their current plan, you think?
I don't know. They're just living off of the gambling thing and moving into the van is the last I heard. And this is why I feel bad for people who it's like they're so pathologically deranged that they're just hurting themselves, and it's like they're just making their lives worse and harder. It makes it hard to look away from, but I've had to definitely be more careful of what I'm watching and like absorbing into my mind. Like,
oh yeah, Lalo's another interesting character. Tell me more about him.
He's like another kind of like deranged simp character, and I met Lalo because I went to a content house in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
And there was all these other people who I know that were supposed to be there. None of them ended up showing up. So I ended up being alone at this house with Lalo and like this couple who didn't interact at all. Instantly, Lalo pulls up the Thorps on a laptop. I'm trying to nap. I just got out of the fucking airport. He's shoving the laptop in my face. They're like screaming about me, about my like brother, and saying crazy shit to try to instigate me. And eventually I grab a spoon, and that's why there's like an emoji of me holding a knife, because they were saying like, she's got a knife, call the police. Like, they're so desperate to get me arrested. This has been in the mix forever. Them wanting to provoke me to get me arrested so I can die in jail like my brother. It's like their biggest fantasy in life. It's so sick. And also Tyler, he didn't break my shoulder. I broke my shoulder falling. That didn't happen during that fight. It was just 2 bitches pulling each other's hair for like 30 seconds. It really, and every charge was dropped. So it's really a non. And if my shoulder was broken, I would have probably mentioned that in the case. That would have helped my case.
Right.
But I don't want to lie on any level. So I don't know why he keeps saying that. It's so annoying. Also, we've seen my fights with Lalo. Tyler, look it up, dude. It's not that I'm proud of it, but
yeah, Lalo runs away like a little bitch.
He runs like a bitch. Like, that's known. He runs like a bitch, and I took. Never mind. This is my toxic side coming out. Like, I'm like, oh my god, it's so easy to get like, be like, oh man.
DVoid says never made sense why you went to Vegas knowing Lalo was there at the time. Why would Ruby see Lalo as a threat?
Yeah, at the time I didn't think that he was as like manipulated as he turned out to be, where he was just willing to do anything to mess with me, including once I left to get away from the situation, I paid to get a hotel because I knew it was like escalating and I was actually afraid of hurting him. So I said, I'm getting a hotel to get away from this because I don't want to hurt anyone. I get the hotel, and then I meet up with Dirty Dalish and this guy Zeus, and we are out, and Damius Octavius gave Lalo $100 to come confront me in person, and that's when the first physical incident happened, because I just could not believe that he was still fucking with me. I paid money to get away from him, to not hurt him, and it's like, what are we doing? They were so desperate. Like, I don't know. It's,
is he still entangled with the Thorps?
Yeah, it seems like he's still interested in me in that scenario. It's the intermittent reinforcement. They get addicted to that. Like Are you gonna be brutally insulted? Are you gonna be love bombed? Like, people really get hooked on that dynamic.
Yeah.
So Lalo getting hit with a bag of gummy bears is an all-time classic. And the phone call with the police, like, oh my gosh. If you go on Naptown, it does have a lot of these wilder moments compiled because, you know, a lot of the streams are no longer in existence.
Can you link me for that channel?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll send you a link because they do have a lot of good documentaries. They documented the whole Lalo Vegas incident and how that played out. And oh my god, it's so surreal, honestly, looking back at like my life the last year and a half. Been a weird one, truly. Like,
Well, this is a new year, new things to come.
Exactly. Speaking of Ivixey, what's on your radar right now? Are you gonna be covering more BOYT people or
Yeah,
anything
I think I'm
cooking up?
Yeah, I'm interested in checking all these new names that I just learned today and see what I want to do next. I'm also looking into some interesting characters from the Kick universe. So like Clavicular, I think is an interesting character. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
look up to him for I don't know why. And so yeah, so that's an
So
interesting
sad. It's
Yeah,
so
it is.
deranged. To me, it just seems so emblematic of the times. Like, he's just this petri dish nihilist creation of this thing that is just telling everyone the ultimate lie of like the way to like win in life is by like fucking as many and degrading as many bitches. And he has this whole thing where he's getting bitches onto OnlyFans and he's getting like some kind of kickback. So at a certain point, it's kind of like low key like human trafficking on some level when you're like you know, cast the thing like with clout. I've got clout, you want to hang out, get numbers for your thing, then you're like reeled in, love bomb, you're so beautiful, you make so much money on OnlyFans, boom, signed up, boom. That's
I feel so disconnected with the new generation when I see that so many people look up to people like this, you know? I just can't relate whatsoever when I see that.
I mean,
and it's hard because it's scary. Yeah. It's scary to think that those are the new generations.
Yes, it is really sad. And yeah, the fact that people look up to it, I think a lot of it, it's like there's so much resentment between the sexes, like especially online. Like in real life, people are broadly like interact normally, but like especially online, there's a lot of just constant bickering, and men are the cause of all issues, or women. They're just this dumb thing that never ends. It's like, I think he's appealing to those resentments because he's exposing the hoes by like encouraging young women to just turn into hoes. I guess exposes them and is good in some moral way. I don't really get it, but
yeah, it's weird. It's so hypocritical at the same time because he is this guy that can have all the girls, but then if one girl is in his house that has a boyfriend, she has to be kicked out and humiliated because she's cheating. It's such a weird thing, right? It's putting the guys on in a certain level and then the women on another. It's very strange to see.
And then it's like, for me, I came from the flip side of that, of like being more like man hating and like really blaming like the patriarchy for some of my own issues in some ways, or like just viewing myself as, in a way, I was disempowered by it because I felt like I didn't have agency to control certain things in my life fully. I was like, things are happening to me. Like, I don't know why. T-Boy says, I don't want kick streamers, they're also cringe and dumb. But it's interesting.
Well, I'm following new kick streamers every time I go on there. I look for new kick streamers or something.
Yeah. I don't follow really too many people on that site, but the ones I do, it's pretty depraved stuff because it's the people who don't go, you know, it's not TOS friendly for YouTube. They end up on
Exactly. Yeah, they have to go to Kick because they are so out there, and and they do all the.
Kick is the only place where you can play music and you don't get copyright struck for it.
Yeah.
True. It does have, it has some benefits. That's why I'm dual streaming to it now, but it's Kick in itself. That's an interesting. I think you're on an interesting path with that. Yeah, it's definitely, because there's a lot of, you know, it's interesting. Then it has the dark underbelly of like, what is going on here? And it's a lot of funneling gambling and porn. Kick.
Yeah.
Just it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Feels like the end times to me personally, but Oh, we got another. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Dang. Tyler said, "Stop kick shaming." I know I shouldn't. I'm not even. It's not like I'm above it or anything, but I don't like the business model. I think it plays on addictions in a sad way. Welcome, Arcade, to the panel.
Hey.
Tyler says it's called affiliate marketing. Well, yeah, but I think it's different when you kind of like if he just said out and out like, "Hi, I'm the new OnlyFans promoter," or "Hi, I'm doing this." There's some weird like feedback right now. I don't know which one it is. Oh, I think it was Arcade, so I just muted you, Arcade. I forget where I was going with that, but not that interesting. It's sad and disturbing. I think it's interesting what is influencing the culture.
Yeah, that's the aspect that's interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
if it was just one guy that was doing all these crazy things and no one was paying any attention to him, sure. But the fact is, it is catching a lot of attention.
Huge. He's monopolized like the attention market, and it's because he shocks people or people admire that he's shocking, and that's what the algorithm loves. Yeah. Is PWR on panel? Oh, PWR. He's welcome to call in anytime. But yeah, I'm not sure if I have any other good things. My brain's like a little dead. Did anyone else on the panel have questions for Ivixey?
Or characters they want to introduce?
Yeah, or anyone I missed. I'm sure I did. I was like asking people in my Discord earlier.
But
actually,
what do you think of Rox's haunted house?
Oh, I didn't see that. Vixie, did you watch that?
Yeah, I think she's going back to stay at that house again soon. I just don't know when, but I'm eager to see what she captures this time at that house.
Wait, what's that
caught
about?
a lot. The haunted house.
Oh, I am barely familiar with the haunted house, so I'm not sure.
You don't remember Roxy's haunted house?
No, I mean I follow Roxy on and off. Vixie, do you follow Roxy's?
Oh no, not at all. I avoid her at all costs.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Oh yeah, hasn't. Oh my god, I like totally forgot she's been like awful to you. Oh yeah, why, dude? I don't get it. Yeah, sorry, my memory is so shot sometimes. But like, yeah, I just remember she's like very derogatory to you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
she has very shady friends, and it's just that I don't want anyone to do. I don't want to have anything to do with someone who has like the moral compass of a. It's just like whatever money comes in doesn't matter from where it's coming from, and it's really off to me.
I like was more interested until when she started just kept going back to LCU, and like it's like fine, but like just stay true to your word, and don't. Do the Becky thing and act like you're building something different only to just sell it out moments later or to flip up and switch up on people. But I haven't followed her.
Like if you want to be shady, just be shady, but own it. I just don't like the lying and the manipulating and the hypocritical. Yeah, I just don't.
Oh, and the smear campaigns people do behind the scenes, like
yeah,
it's and people just believe it like that. Oh my gosh. It can get really, really brutal. But
is my mic working?
Yes, I hear you now, but we have not yet heard you until now.
My mic's work? Oh, thanks. Yep. No, I just wanted to mention about the BOYT coverage and all this stuff. I've just been here about probably exactly 1 year because I started getting into this since right before summer last year, and I don't know. It's just my channel is even mostly just video games, but I do sometimes just lurk in some other stuff because I heard say the lol cow and stuff and different things. But so far, up to now, a whole year later, I think I kind of got the idea of all the people, the players, and it's just mostly and the let's say people like Mr. Deadman that helped me to understand guys who do that, like cover it or journalists. Oh, Ivixey too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to keep up. Like when people compile the information, I always like appreciate that because it's impossible to keep up with every stream. People are like, "Oh, go look at this stream. It's like some 8-hour thing," and you're like, "Dude, there are only so many hours in the day," you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, Arcade, I've seen you around for a while. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on like the state of BOYT right now? Some people are saying it's over. A lot of people have just taking a little break. I mean, I know I personally am, coming back and streaming more consistently again, but
yeah,
what
I
do you
mean, I think like some things that happen can change a lot. Though. Like, all right, let's say, okay, let's say comments or something that somebody like, let's say what happened with you recently though, and that really caused like it caused like a stop almost to it really slowed things down a lot. That's one thing. But to me, I think things, let's say like with the thorps, the Jeremy thing, I think that really changed a lot though, like because when I was following their channels, like just before the Jeremy thing, but when I was watching, I couldn't. It was like hard to believe that was happening like in real time. He was like literally overnight in the storm because there was like northeastern storm, So like those two.
That was
like,
the biggest blizzard we
I
had
think-
all year. Like it was.
Yeah.
And I don't want to act like he has no agency. He was a fucking idiot for driving there. He's a fucking idiot for getting wasted and passing out in the car. But at the same time, it's like, in the thorps street, they're like, oh, he deserves to die, and that'll be fine if he dies. They like that's some like psychopathy or something. But even if I'm hating on Jeremy, I still don't want him to die. Like, damn, cold blooded.
I mean, so far, like this year, at the start of this year, it's like those two moments, like the those two are what caused like a rift, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, from here, that's the thing. Like, there's still BOYT. There might be still BOYT anyway.
I think so, because they're still in like Universal Jones been doing panels. Jim did a panel this morning, so it's like I think people are just regrouping, and I don't know if it's even that big of a split because like I'm on fine terms with Jeremy and King right now. I'm still want to have some distance just because of their relations with the thorps and concerns about that and how much drama it causes by being in proximity. But because a lot of this big shakedown, it happened because of a joke that Ben told, and then King TL and Jeremy's poor reaction, and then my poor reaction. It was just boom, 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 boom. Like,
It's that complicated, yeah.
You cannot believe it.
But when it comes to Grace and Ben, right? They kind of make it easy to disconnect for a little bit, right? Because they don't stream that consistently. So they'll be like gone for like a week or maybe even a month, and you get a break naturally from them, even if you aren't looking for one.
Yeah, they used to be like would stream all day every day, and then they would go just like randomly go dark for periods of time. So Jojo was going to off Ruby. What the fuck? Well, I don't think he was actually going to do it, but I believe that she asked him to because they've talked about my death so many times. I believe that and they've encouraged my other stalkers to pursue me and like to, they told Dalmatian Dog that I'm the one who's still obsessed with him and like put things in his head. Like nothing's off limits. It's insane. Ben rolled a hand grenade into the he did, and I'm sure he's probably satisfied with the destruction he's caused because he's like, wow, I caused destruction. Yay.
Sometimes I'm so grateful that I don't live in the US and that I'm actually so far away from all of that,
I actually I totally forgot about that. Like I said, my memory is cooked. I don't know why
I live in the UK and they've got people in the UK, haven't they?
Right. Yeah.
It is good to have a safe amount of distance, but
Yeah, it feels that way at least, yeah. Glad I'm away.
I'm curious, Arcade, who are your favorite BOYT characters?
Well, okay.
Or you don't have to, don't feel like I'm not listening. I don't know. Or just any who do you tend to watch? I'm curious, what are you looking forward to? Do you want to see collabs? Like, what do you want to see?
I mean, so far, I don't know. Like, the thing is, like, it's kind of tough to say because, like, a lot of times, like, if whoever I'm following or somebody is a fan of that, they might be you know, they might be the ops, like opponents of another person. So then if I mention them both at the same, I could say, I think it could be like, or like, I'm not a fan of like Lalcow, but let's say I like Lalcow, and then I like something that's competing with them. And, I fought, it's kind of like that, how I follow both, let's say Ruby and, I think, and, like, I guess Rubyverse and also the Thorps, something like, that's basically, but there's a lot though. It's like, I could say, no, Deadman is more of he's more of a like a journalist. He doesn't really get into into the boy drama stuff, but
he has recently.
Basically, a lot of people.
But he's had like this divorce drama, and a lot of people are capitalizing on his humiliation, and which I get because I guess he does that to other people to some degree. But at the same time, it's like it's real life. People forget that this is a guy. He's got kids. Why be thrilled that something is going bad in his family?
Did you cover the charts, Ruby, with the family dynamic? That
yeah, dude. I mean, I saw some of your coverage, and I remember seeing those live. I made a personal policy, broadly, to even though it came up tonight. Obviously, it's a big part of the history of the Thorps, but
yeah,
I had to
You're not
stop
covering them directly.
Yeah, I'm not doing the same. I had to totally disengage from our back and forth. As entertaining as it was for people, I get that, but they would just take everything too far.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you could keep it online, I don't mind arguing. Say what you want. I mean, don't lie about my family and talk about my past relatives, but
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get that. Yeah.
It's basic, you'd think, but here we are. People confused. So no one's a fan of Lalo other than Ben and PvP. Lalo's a little psychopath. He's an interesting oh yeah, I have a couple little things here. Oh, this is me holding the spoon but turned into a knife. That's King and Jeremy. That's Hormaxer. Oh, I probably should have pulled these up when I was literally talking about these people. Things. And there's Clavicular, who are yeah. I every once in a while make some infograph. I'm trying to see if there's any others that are to deal with, but yeah, that's Ralph and Scarlet. Ralph was the one who I guess started the sector, people say. Yeah, I guess that's the just. I don't know if there's anything else in my pictures here. I like covering Candace too sometimes. Oh, this is him, dude.
Oh, right. The pepper spray.
They live to just get people to hurt themselves. It's so evil. But oh god, that was I just could not.
Yeah, that's American pepper spray. He was lucky it wasn't UK pepper spray because UK pepper spray is worse.
Days. He couldn't. He was fucked up from that, and oh my god, it's just sad that people get manipulated to that degree.
Wow, when they train police officers, they spray them in the eyes with pepper spray so they know what they'll be spraying into spec size.
Yeah. This is Jim who does Boy Outlaws. He has the little ruby knife shirt. Yeah, I'm sure I'm missing some major people, but I also don't want to just overwhelm you with too much information. There's it's just these people are all wild.
There'll be new major people that come in soon.
I believe that. Yeah, I think things are going to switch up. I mean, I've been talking to more people in the Dabbleverse, so you might see some universes crossing over. That's my forecast.
What's that?
So that's its whole other kind of like how Ethan Ralph started the sector, which led into the Thorpiverse and all these other channels who are all tangentially related. The same kind of dynamic happened, but with what's his face? I just totally forgot the name of the guy.
Yeah, when I do get back to streaming, I'm trying to see if I could get. I'm going to try and see if I can get Rustoff on my show as well.
Oh, Stuttering John is the one. Stuttering John is a comedian who used to be on Howard Stern. he turned into a kind of lol cow character, much like Ethan Ralph, where people love to be detractors, make fun of them, do content about them. But yeah, so he has like a similar kind of universe with a lot of similar like crazy dynamics and characters. And
what's his name?
Stuttering John. So, but I came across him because I stumbled upon this
Stuttering
girl,
John, yeah.
Keanu's channel, who I've been talking about collabing with, and so I think there's gonna be some new characters. I was hoping to meet up with Scarlett. I am concerned about some of her and Ralph's statements about Jewish people.
I think there will still be a chance for you and Scarlett in the future.
I mean, I don't know if I should trust what Ralph says, and they probably play up drama for views or whatever. But he did say she had like 20 grams of like cocaine on her, and like, no judgment to anyone doing drugs, but like, I would be concerned for myself, and and she seems really fun. I could see myself like, going out with her, but I just wouldn't want to have like that kind of temptation. So, but I'm not even saying she would. I don't even want to like start any,
Yeah, no.
That's fair. It's all love. I think she's, adorable, and she's also someone who's coming out of the adult industry. But I don't know. Her and Ralph kind of have some odd political takes, in my opinion.
It's so hard to know nowadays as well what's real and what isn't, right? Because people feel pressure to be controversial all the time. So it's so hard. These people are saying crazy things. Is it really how they feel or not? Are they just saying it so they can get clipped and go viral? It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, I struggle to tell too, and a lot of times it's just blurred together. It's like a mix of things. But for me personally, I've always thought it was important. Like, I just want to be myself, because it's like the second you start lying, misleading, it diminishes the validity of everything else. That way, it's like you get, I don't know, it just, and it defies the point of what I want to do online, But if you want to make it as an IRL streamer, that's the market right now. It's a lot of just, you have to be as crazy and hostile and just whacked out as possible, it seems.
Yeah.
This is Keanu I mentioned, and Stuttering John on the right there. And they're associated with a comedian named Chrissy Mayer, who also is like associated with that double verse. And then of course, like the Thorps also ended up running into her. So it's like no matter where I go, there's always ends up being a small world of like everyone still ends up interacting with each other.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's still an escort, Ruby. I mean, I don't know that for sure. I saw someone post something, and I know from my personal thing that when I was a webcam model, people take your picture and then they make a million sites of you that say like, "Hi, I'm in your town now," and it's not actually you.
Yeah.
So I want to give her the benefit of the doubt that like, so someone saw it said she was active recently on an escort site. She could have gone on to change a setting to get our last payment, or there's a million things, but people don't want to believe that people can change, and that's sad.
Yeah, I'm usually on the side where I want to believe people can, so I root really hard for people too.
Yeah, me too.
I was wondering if I could ask Ivixey just a question about this voice. Do you know, because before I got really into, because I watched, there's a lot of different stuff on YouTube, but from all this, one of the first early people that I've seen covering anything is, if you know, Tipster, that streamer. He's not on Twitch, but he's Tipster.
I don't think I know them. I don't know too many of the like Twitch characters.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's gone to Twitch, and I don't know if he still does this. But he used to cover like a lot of different people.
Do you have like an old link and try to figure it out?
Yeah, I could try. I could post the link in the chat.
Yeah.
If you're interested in covering a wild situation, the Ralph and Scarlett situation is pretty crazy. Their meetup, he ended up getting arrested, and there's all kinds of crazy accusations. But now they're meeting up again in Vegas for Hackamania, which I briefly considered going to. I was like, that would be a like crazy adventure, but Then I was like, wait, I just had this big thing over the N-word. I'm not going to go meet up with the most far right people I know who are like tweeting all this kind of crazy stuff that like maybe not right now.
Yeah, I'll look into it too.
No. Tyler says Scarlet wants to turn out Ruby Cecil. Well, I hope not, but I am trying to be smarter about like not just trying to save like every person who's damaged. Like I have to save myself. I have so many issues. It's like ridiculous. Like actually ridiculous. But yeah, I think we're almost at 2 hours. So I think I'm gonna start wrapping up and trying to find some real dinner. I've been living off of like granola bars and being so lazy, like just the laziest bitch in the world. But yeah, where can people find you? What do you know, are you planning on streaming in the near future?
Yeah, I did a little small break, but now I'm back. Tomorrow we're going to be covering Fat Camp. So Fat Camp is part of the Lolcow Network. It's their second attempt at getting lolcows to lose weight. I don't think they're succeeding. They didn't succeed the first time around either, so.
Speaking of that, today was the final weigh-in, I think.
How did that go?
And Keemstar said, if anyone had put on weight, they would be fired.
Sure, he says that all the time. You know, this
That's
is gonna
what I
get
mean.
fired.
The word nothing. Like
It doesn't mean anything, exactly.
Yeah,
especially
I see clips
fired.
and videos
That
of
means
people getting
nothing
kicked out of
at
Fat
all.
Camp, and then I watch their stream and they're still there. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Exactly.
They
Fish tank
say
is,
they're being
I think,
chucked out,
better.
but they're still there.
Fish tank's more interesting people, and it's more authentic. It's not as like partially scripted in a weird dumb way, but
right.
And there's covering fish tank, a lot of people, they do get a lot of views on that. My only thing is it's like I see so many clips of it that just make me sad. It's like I saw a clip, Bam Margera, who, I don't know if you know him, he was like a celebrity being involved in like this show Jackass and like skating and stuff. He's like hosting this season. He had a close friend die in a drunk driving accident. They died and the passenger died, Ryan Dunn. It was like a horrible thing.
Yeah.
They have a TTS going, and everything I watch, like I see the TTSs are always like, oh, like cheers to Ryan Dunn. I'm glad your drunk friend died. Just repeating it over and like the most evil things. And I'm like, that's like too much for me to even watch, even to criticize, like, because it's just depressing.
Yeah.
Depressing.
Oh, I get that.
But yeah, where people can find you, Ivixey on YouTube. Are you
Ivixey TV, yeah.
Ivixey TV.
And also Ivixey Plays, because you got a gaming channel.
Yeah,
as well.
there's a gaming channel too. Yeah, I play all kinds of games. So if you're a gamer, that's also an option. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
And
yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And you're an X as well, so
yeah, true.
Yeah. And
But yeah, I'm also gonna be looking into some of these characters that I met today, that I was introduced to today. So yeah, I'm gonna look into all these characters, see if there's another rabbit hole I can go down. Yeah,
dude, it's endless rabbit hole. Like at the end of the day, there's
Yeah.
so many crazy people online. It's
true.
You follow one thread and then it just takes you to some weird places. But it's interesting and it teaches you about like human behavior.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to the panel. Thank you, Gamer. Thank you, Arcade. And yeah, thank you. I'm glad we could make this happen. It worked out.
Yes, and I really appreciated it as well. Thank you.
And yes, more collabs in the future. And I would love to see how this situation evolves and we can do, some joint coverage or something in the near future.
Yeah, like maybe if one of these characters, I go into that more, and I can maybe do it together with you. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, stay
Keep that in
tuned,
mind.
chat. Stay tuned. So
Yeah.
Thank you for.
Thank you, Ruby.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was lovely. And yeah, thank you, Game, for coming on, and thank you to Vixie for coming on. Hopefully that wasn't too much information all over the place. I was trying to because it's a lot of different characters, a lot of kind of confusing dynamics, but I think that is kind of a basic lay of the land. Obviously, filtered through my perspective, but fortunately, you can just go ahead and watch for yourself because the footage is out there of basically all of the events that were discussed today. So people can come to their own conclusions. But yeah, that was a pleasure to have Ivixey on, and I've super been enjoying her coverage. She's very eclectic in the things that she covers, and also is diving into the, more localized things. And I think that's smart. It's to lock in on like a smaller scene and like really cover that, because you get more investment, but then also covering people like Clavicular and stuff and bringing in large names, I think she's doing a great job, Appreciate y'all introducing me to the BOYT characters. Yeah, I'm excited to see the coverage, Arcade says, can't see and post tipster's link. That was search name anywhere. Where were you last night? We should talk more about paranormal. I'll have to look into it, because it seems, I'm full blown Bible, God, everything, full blown people. Okay, I just am. And I don't know how I feel about the whole ghost or paranormal. Like, I think that I believe in, demons. Celebrity Sunday this week? I think so, yeah. There's plenty to cover. I think I can go about things without getting too toxic, but we'll see, I think I can do a panel without like being totally insane. So, yeah, I have my consultation for my wisdom tooth thing is tomorrow morning. Why is it tomorrow morning? I need to like get real food. I've only been eating these cheap little granola bars, just being a lazy bitch. Lazy bitch, young, skinny, and rich. I'm sure I like left out some major players and timelines there, but a lot has happened. A lot has happened. It's been a wild time. Yeah, any final thoughts, people? Animal videos? Do you still do pet segments? Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm still planning on doing Celebrity Sunday broadly similar structure, just more tightened down to, feel like I can feel good about the content I'm making, that I'm not hurting people unnecessarily or just gossiping for the sake of gossip. If I can have anything interesting to add to it in a way that's respectful, that's my goal. Good question. Let's see who's live. No, redirect. But yeah, if people didn't see, I did I was on Jim's panel earlier today for like hours and actually interacted with Jeremy on it for the first time. I didn't post that I was on it. It was totally impromptu. So, but yeah, we were talking there for a while. A cooler version. I go, listen, you guys aren't even ready for the newbie Ruby, the new edition, the latest installment, the latest download, the latest whatever. We're moving. We're not going to be smoking inside. Okay. We're going to be I cannot wait to be just off of methadone, but I might have to, once I get down to the tiny dose, it's just going to get harder and harder. Don't do drugs, kiddos. I will come on if we can do Mersh. Well, I think I'm going to probably wrap up the stream. I wasn't planning on doing like a super long stream because I need to go find real food and start going to sleep pretty early. And obviously I need to go read the Bible for like hours now after, watching thorp content. So yeah, that was a little lapse of like covering them, but I think I did it in a way that wasn't inflammatory or instigating them. It was just like, they really are like a connecting factor because hate bonds people. When everyone has a common enemy, that bonds people. When you're at work and there's like one person who just sucks and is like, and then you realize like everyone is like, you can bond over the fact like, oh no, I suck. Like people love that. So they definitely have filled in that spot.
It's
You
not
think he
gonna
really
be.
Wow.
Bro,
Yeah.
somebody else on chat, like I think Cinerange or somebody said like they heard him do it on Discord calls.
You know what I heard
Damn.
about Centeridge? Centeridge is a pussy bitch.
No. We're talking
Really?
about
I like
Oh, no,
I like
not cussing.
No,
I'm not
he
cussing. Is it
doesn't like
cussing? Is it
Cinerange.
cussing? Is it cussing?
Why not?
My brother was a kissing. He's just. How about this? A chump.
No, Centeridge is the plug.
I'm push back on that now.
I don't mind that you got.
Push back on that,
can't.
TK.
We're on.
Let's see. I'm looking at my options for redirect. Oh, I guess Jack's live. Yeah, I'll send you. We'll go to Jack's channel. But yeah, everyone go sub Ivixey and thanks to her for coming on. I thought that was a good lay of the land, you know. So it's out there because it's a lot when you, and I know this because I'm just getting to know other newer sectors. So when you first like are observing people, you're like, there's a lot of intense dynamics I don't really understand, you know. All right, I set it to raid to Jack, so I'll see you guys over there, and yeah, we'll see. Celebrity Sunday. I'm assuming we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna stream, you know, normally to more consistently again, but I'm also not as much just because I'm consistently like have more hours at the bookstore, which I think is great for my mental health. So yeah, how's it going? I'm good. I'm just Ivixey brings better vibes. Yeah, she's I like her style coverage too, because she's, you know, she's very thoughtful about things, you know, but she's also not afraid to like call things out directly. I think she just has, you know, good takes on things. So yeah, Celebrity Sunday. And then because I might not be able to do one after, because this is still, I just want everyone to know, like, this is my face over here. This is not my face. I don't know what this is. Like, it was so much bigger. Let me show you a picture. You should just treat streaming as a part of. That's what I do. Yeah, I know. I mean, there was a point where I was relying on it for more of my income, but, you know, I've decided to put more effort and time into the bookstore and kind of divest a little bit and just, I don't know, keep following my passions and interests, but not have as much pressure on it. And like, I don't know. I just prefer to have this as like a semi-lucrative and enjoyable hobby. Like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be anything else. Like, people are so fucking weird and oddly competitive. All right. Oh wait, I want to just show how bad this was really quickly. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I missed the $1,000 Venmo. That is breaking my brain. What the fuck? Dude, Kevin Sprout, he's like my Damis, but he doesn't want me to do sadism. He's just like a chill person. And that's fucking insane, dude. I was not I really was not I forgot what I even went to my phone for. But I had the notifications off because I wanted to use my phone to like play the song at first. All right, let me just show this picture and then I'm gonna wrap up. Oh, and I'll read a prayer because I'm why the fuck not? This looks so ugly. I didn't even want to like post it online because it just looks so bad. Let me see. Dude. Do you see this shit? Like, it was huge. Obviously, it's gone down quite a bit, but Pocket says it broke D-Dog. Yeah, because dude, D-Dog would buy me like a plastic fork and like literally think it was the craziest and most amazing thing when yeah, it was whatever. We all know he's crazy. What the fuck? Thank you so much, Kevin. Wow. That's really crazy. Yo! Dude, let's fuck it up. Let's. And I'm not just talking going out. I've been wanting to do I've been wanting to up the content, do some like little trip or something. Like, let chat. I've mentioned it before. Like, let chat pick out anywhere that's like on the train line, any random fucking town. It could suck. I don't care. And just go there. Just, explore some shitty little place. Go to some whatever place, and hey Jack, how's it going? I set this up to raid you, but I don't know how much I've seen you've been going for a while. Do some IRL with that. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I would love to, because I definitely feel like I haven't done. I mean, obviously I was on a break, so I wasn't doing that much content, but it's been a minute since IRL. It's been a rough winter. So but spring is here. Oh, Brooklyn. Well, I want to go when I can hang out with that, my friend in Brooklyn. And I would usually just like stay at her house because, well, I've never tried to get like a, hotel in the city, but I imagine it might be a lot. So that will happen at some point. We're just, rescheduling. Any plans that I make with people are always very tentative because I'm flaky as fuck. I don't know where my lighter is. Oh, also, guess what? I have a new church friend. I mentioned this earlier. Crazy synchronicity. I was praying that I really wanted to have like someone local to, kind of go to church with. My friends aren't Christian at all, so I don't know. I just like had been praying about it and thinking about it. And just randomly it popped into my head to like message someone on Twitter, even though they're not someone local. I wanted to ask them to like come on the show about something else. And I saw that they had already messaged me an hour prior and were talking about their friend who goes to an Orthodox church in the area. So I might be going with her on Sunday. So if I do Celebrity Sunday, which I'm planning on, it would be after. So it would probably do I might just change the time officially. So Jack's in the house. Jack, are you still alive? Maybe he's not alive anymore because I was gonna raid Jack, but I don't know if he's Oh, he's still going. Okay, yeah, he is. I'm gonna raid him. All right, I'm ending the stream. We're going to Jack's. See you over there. Bye bye.